Shalom. I want to give all praise and glory to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, in the name of our Lord and Savior, Yahawashi. Peace, mercy, and blessing be abound to your brothers and sisters throughout the four corners of the earth that are diligently waiting on the second coming of our Lord and Savior, Yahawashi, who has given us the earnest of the Spirit to have understanding in this world, that we be able to overcome the wicked one who deceives the earth with false doctrines, that we may be able to have the true understanding of His Word, and that we be able to have everlasting life. So this particular lesson that we're doing is going to be over the structure of the church. Basically, we're going to kind of go over the scriptures concerning it, and basically just letting brothers and sisters understand that you have that the Most High had an order, a setup of how He set things up and operated in His Word, including in how we operate as brothers, whether teaching or basically overseeing the Lord's flock. Okay? And any other thing other than what we're saying is actually a false setup, and it's going to be bound to fail. So we're going to go through the different precepts and we'll expound even further.
This is Ephesians 4, starting at the 11th verse. And He, speaking of Yahawashi, gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers, for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Mashiach, till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Mashiach. And the reasoning for this, that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. Now, when you look at that whole structure is set up to keep the body fortified in truth, so that somebody, just like it states, will not be able to come in with another doctrine and then cause the whole thing to crumble, man. So you're fortifying the structure until Yahawashi comes. And He's giving you the floor plan right here. If you don't set it up like this, guess what? You're susceptible to somebody coming in and just wrecking your whole organization.
It's a defense mechanism.
That's right.
You have something called mitigating risk.
Yeah.
You know, in business, you set up different things that are inside, so that way you lessen the risk of whatever you're doing. You set up a plan. That you have a plan. That's what they have project managers for. They set up different things. If you're going to build something, even if you're going to build a building, even Esau does it. When he builds a building, they have a plan and they have certain things that they must look out for. And they have certain people in place to ensure that things go right. So that way, when they're able to finish up the building will be at its complete fullness of how it's supposed to be. But along the way, there's certain risks that may entail. That could happen, that could sabotage those plans.
That's right.
And they have to be prepared for those things. And that's the reason why the Most High set up an order the way He did. Yahawashi, chief cornerstone, the apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, teachers.
That's right.
Now, these are particular, what you would say are roles. We're going to go into positions as well. But these are functions that are done, that in those particular things that He named, those are people that would actually be doing most of the teaching. Because a prophet may not teach, but he's a seer, or hears the Lord. He might not have the gift to be able to fully break down scripture, but he's more of a seer or hearer. There's going to be brothers and sisters that have that. Even on a lower level, some brothers and sisters have that. There may be an unction of the Spirit that shows them a foreshadowing of things to come. So that's the reason why they're there. They're there as a warner, to warn and also to give you encouragement as well. An apostle is going to be pretty much do everything. It's the one that goes forth to other places, or that goes and basically confirms and ensures that certain things are operating correctly.
He's kind of like an all-in-one guy.
Investigative guy. He's a guy that, he's going to do a little bit of everything. So, and then you have pastors. Pastors is someone that has the spirit to oversee the flock. So these are brothers that have the spirit to see, hey man, I see somebody's going off trail. He might need some help, or this sister might need some help. That's a pastor. They're pastoring the flock. They're making sure they're going in the right direction according to these scriptures.
That's right.
Teacher is the one that's going to come through and break down precepts, break down scripture, and ensure that you're not learning false doctrine. So they all have that role, but they're all doing the same thing to ensure that you don't get tossed to and fro by every wind of doctrine.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, and this is done until Yahawashi comes. This is how Yahawashi's church or body is being preserved and protected until the time that he comes and is joined unto him.
Yep, that's right.
So go ahead.
So this is 1 Timothy 3. It says, "This is a true saying: if a man desire the office of a bishop, he desireth the good work. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach, not given to wine, no striker, not greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous, one that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. For if a man knoweth not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God?" Now that's key right there. If your household is in disarray, man, don't expect to come out here
And be a bishop.
thinking that you can regulate the house of God. Man.
Now that doesn't mean that you can't be one of the other, because this is a position.
Right.
It's read it again, like the bishop decides the office, right? It's the office of the bishop.
It says, let me see. A bishop then must be blameless.
No, if a brother desires.
If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desires a good work.
A bishop is really to be honest, the bishop is the highest position, not role,
Right,
that
position.
you have in the body. Okay? And we notice, me and the brother, we actually read about early church history.
Right.
And about the prominence and importance of bishops.
Exactly.
All these different cities. The bishop is a very high position. It's the highest position you have.
Yep.
Now, it's not necessarily a role or a spiritual gifting. It is a spiritual gifting in that you have to have the ability to handle it, but it's more of a position or an office.
Right.
Like you said. Okay?
Yep.
Keep going.
Verse 6, "Not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride, he fall into the condemnation of the devil."
So you can't be a beginner in the word.
Yeah.
You got to have been seasoned in the word before one can become a bishop, because a bishop is someone that is looked at as a level of an authority figure.
Exactly.
So if you're new and you believe that you're really bigger than what you really are, and you don't have that humility to understand the scriptures and to basically listen to others and be able to apply the knowledge, you're not going to be able to succeed as a bishop. And this is part of the problem that was happening in the latter churches in the Middle Ages.
Right.
We'll probably get into another time when we go into the history of the churches.
Right.
So go ahead, Don.
Verse 7, "Moreover, he must have a good report of them which are without."
So the people that are non-believers, then you can't have a bad reputation among them.
Yep.
That means even in the world, you probably were not even really a person that was doing bad things. You didn't have a bad reputation.
Yeah,
meaning you wasn't out there, you was a dope boy, you was killing people, you was doing this and that. We have good rapport with them that are without.
Yeah, because you'll have certain people that will look at you and your upbringing and how you behaved, and then they'll say, "You know what? I knew that boy was going to do something like that when he got older. I knew he would be a good church, a good person in the word, because he was always good as a little boy."
Yeah.
You know, so they see how you were brought up and how you behaved in that upbringing, and then they look at the manifestation that a brother being a bishop, they would say, "I knew he would be something like that." You know what I mean?
Yeah, because when you're a bishop, you're a figure in that city. It's almost like having a political role, but you're part of the church.
Yep.
Meaning that you're someone that if something happens in the city, you might be contacted by the mayor.
Right.
I mean, you got to have some rapport with non-believers.
Yep. You got to. Yep. You'll be like that liaison, that little anchor. What is that? That little joining factor or whatever.
Yeah. Bishops are prominent men in the early church and throughout the Middle Ages. A lot of you brothers might not be familiar with that, but they were. They were prominent figures in the cities. It's just like in Islam, they got like imams. In that city that a bishop's in, he is the main spokesperson and representative of the church in that city.
Yeah.
If they had to send one person to speak on behalf of the believers in that city, to the governor or to the mayor, they're going to send the bishop, man.
Right. They're gonna send the person. They're gonna send the most knowledgeable person in those matters. You don't send a lower level person to go and deal with these high authority, higher figures. You send the highest figure that you have to go and address those.
And why is some of the stuff important about your wife acting right and your kids acting right? Because if your kids is wilding out, what ability do you have to say and speak on matters?
People gonna look at that.
Like, man, this dude's kid is a gangbanger.
Come on, bro.
His daughter was twerking. She's twerking on the gram. She's doing this.
And even though
his wife is a gossiper.
Yeah,
she's all over everybody's business.
And you know that is a main piece, because even look at, I'm gonna show you how this works. You remember? I know you brothers and sisters probably remember back in the day. T.D. Jakes and with his son or whatever with that with his homosexuality thing. And then what happens is, even though T.D. Jakes is called a bishop or whatever, guess what they're gonna remember? Oh, that's the dude who got the gay son.
So he shouldn't even be called a bishop.
He shouldn't even be.
According to this, he shouldn't be a bishop.
He shouldn't be a bishop. See, so his house was not according to what the scriptures are saying.
That's a good example.
So see, that lines up, man. That lines up. Moreover, he must have a good report of them which are without, lest he fall into reproach and the snare of the devil.
You bring an evil report upon him.
Come on, bro. Likewise, must the deacons be grave, not double-tongued, not given to much wine, not greedy of filthy lucre, holding the mystery of the faith in pure conscience. And let these also first be proved, then let them use the office of a deacon, being found blameless. So the same credentials apply to the deacon. They have to be proved. You can't just come in and say, hey, let's make this guy a deacon. Man, he has to have that same rapport. He has to be blameless, has kids in order. And so you're looking at...
Not double-tongued. He's not someone that says something and says something different.
Exactly.
You know, because, hey, that's a big problem in Israel.
Yeah.
You got people that are double speakers.
Yeah. They come out and say one thing on tape, and then you rewind the tape.
Yeah, I didn't say that. Hey, man,
get that sound bite, man.
Yeah. Now, see, you got to understand is that the reason why these things are there, when someone doesn't fit these things, that doesn't mean they cannot be a brother in the faith.
Right.
They just got to work on themselves if they have certain character flaws, or if their kids are out of order, then they just can't be a bishop. That doesn't mean they can't be other things, which we'll get into. Yes. This is the reason why it's going to be mind-blowing.
Right.
Because you're going to see that not qualifying for a bishop or a deacon does not mean that you can't be other things. Yeah. And we're going to get into that, because these are offices / positions.
Right.
In the city. These are in each city, by the way.
Verse 11. Even so must their wives be grave, not slanderers, sober, faithful in all things. Let the deacons be the husband of one wife, ruling their children in their own houses well.
So they can't take on a second wife. They can only have one wife. That's why that's in there.
Yep.
Okay, because they're going to be overseeing other people. They're going to be handling with other people's families, people's issues. Yep. They can't be worried about the second wife and the second batch of kids that they got, and her problems, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's too much work.
Too much work. That doesn't mean that they couldn't have that. Men could not have multiple wives.
Right.
This is for this particular position.
Right.
Okay. So don't get funny out there.
Yeah. Verse 13. For they that have used the office of a deacon well purchased to themselves a good degree and great boldness in the faith which is in Mashiach Yahawashi. These things write I unto thee, hoping to come unto thee shortly. Well, yeah, that's it. That's it.
So now we can go to Titus, right?
Yeah, we go to Titus. So this is Titus 1, starting at the 6th verse. If any be blameless, the husband of one wife, having faithful children, not accused of riot or unruly, for a bishop must be blameless, as the steward of God, not self-willed, not soon angry, not given to wine, no striker, not given to filthy lucre, but a lover of hospitality, a lover of good men, sober, just, holy, temperate, holding fast the faithful word as he hath been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision.
So here it is, the characteristics that the brother brought out, the stuff that they're doing up here.
Yep.
They're the same people that's the unruly and vain speakers.
Come on, huh?
So if you want to know what the unruly and vain speakers that are of the circumcision, meaning those that know about the scriptures, that preach out of the Bible, right?
Yep.
They fit these negative qualities up top.
Come on, man.
Those are the people that they can't be. They really shouldn't be in the church.
They shouldn't be in the church, man. They shouldn't be in the church at all. And verse 11 tells you why. You want to know the why on this? Verse 11. Whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake.
Come on, man.
They want their bread, man.
A lot of them times, a lot of y'all's elders are telling y'all stuff to keep y'all giving that money.
That money is
because the stuff that they're allowing you to do that's against the scriptures is actually making you as part of the reason why you want to be with them.
Yep, that's right.
That's the reason why your elder will tell you go eat certain foods. You go and eat. We're talking about like in the Christian church.
Yeah,
they'll tell you to go and eat pork, you can eat shrimp, you can eat crab, all that stuff. In Israel, some guys tell you can go keep certain holidays.
Come on, man. Yep.
They say it's nothing. Go ahead and celebrate. Birthday. Eat the birthday cake.
Eat the food.
Eat the food.
Yep.
Go and eat the Thanksgiving. Go eat the turkey. Just
Yeah.
You can do all that.
And see what about somebody being able to say that, man. That's a kink. That's how the devil gets inside and disrupts the whole organization. So the Most High set that impenetrable force field by you following these instructions. Correct. But if you go against it, there's no longer a force field, man. You're looking for a hedge when there's no hedge, man.
Yeah, because you got these you got a lot of these camps or whatever, they don't have the same setup here. You got guys being called captains.
Yep. Priests, chief priests.
You got guys being called elders and they don't fit the category. Because they're liked by somebody that's in a main location. They get these titles.
Right. Because when you go through the history, you understand that if you're calling yourself a priest, you must be of that line of Aaron, and we don't really know who's who. You have to. And back then, they had to show direct lineage. Nobody can do that today. That's only going to be established when the Lord comes back. That's the only way that's going to be established.
You got a man called himself High Priest Yeshaya. That's off.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that.
That's off. You just can't. You can't say those type of things. But this is the type of self-willedness that's brought out here. That's being self-willed. You're doing something according to your own will. And really, you're doing it because that title bamboozles people so you can take money. When you get that title, people say, man, that's such and such. That's such and such. You're like, oh, damn, man. And that's the same as these guys in this word? And they use that against you psychologically to get you.
And a lot of times this stuff will make these guys think themselves to be something when they're really nothing. And see, and bringing a title from the ancient world to this time and putting yourself in that position, everybody, a lot of our people, man, they looking for some sort of leadership. And so they hear that and they're like, that's the person I need to go to. When according to the scriptures, man, it's not lining up.
It's not lining up. It's not lining up at all. Because a lot of times, like the brother brought out in Ephesians 2, it says the cunning craftiness of men by which they lie in wait to deceive. They're using it as a cunning way to deceive the people. They cunning with it. They know if I put this title on me and I can get other men to call me that, to agree to call me that, we can call each other these titles. Then the people going to look at us a certain way. And when the people look at us a certain way, we can ask of things from them. We can start robbing their houses.
Woo! That's real right there.
That's the train of thought behind it.
Yeah. And that's the word of the Lord is sharper than any two-edged sword, discerning the intents
and the heart, man.
Hey, man.
Your thoughts, we understand why you do what you do.
Yeah, the scriptures tell us.
You know what I'm saying? It tells why you're doing that, man.
Yep.
That's why you have to set up these parameters, these characteristics. Someone shouldn't come through and be, first of all, if you got these big groups in these different cities, 30, 40, 20-something men, and they got wives and kids and families, by now, y'all should have set up a bishop.
Yeah, it should be a bishop.
That's a bishop, deacons, and it should be based on this.
Yep. But nobody's doing it. So you'll see certain groups, like IUIC, they'll have a bishop, they have deacons, but then they go into captains.
Yeah, they shoot down at captains when you go to other cities.
Yeah.
Bishops and deacons is only in New York.
Yeah.
Then you come to Austin, it's captains.
Yeah, what's going on there? Where's the bishop over there?
Yeah.
Hey, man. So
it's captains and 50s captains. Y'all doing it like the Book of Moses, man.
Come on, hey, you go into the numbers. That's how they did it, man. Like y'all, man.
And if that was the case, if that was going to continue, why didn't the apostles put that in their letters?
Why didn't they put that? You don't see captains in here, man. They talking about bishops, deacons. They did when you go into the roles as apostles. You don't see nothing about no captains inside of none of these speeches.
You finished with that?
Yeah.
You finished?
Yeah, I finished that one.
Okay, yeah, get 1 Corinthians 12.
Oh, you on 12?
Are you?
I got this. 1 Corinthians 3.
Yeah, get 1 Corinthians 3. You go.
This is 1 Corinthians 3 and 9. For we are laborers together with God. Ye are God's husbandry. Ye are God's building, according to the grace of God which is given unto me. As a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another building. And another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahawashi Mashiach. And see, and that's the thing. When you're not having Yahawashi as your foundation, this is what you get. You get what is termed as man's foundation. Yep. This is coming out of the heart of men to create something. So when your organization is having all these kinks, because we know even in IUIC, the organization wasn't set up properly, and it allowed the devil to slide up in there. Yep. But if it would have been handled properly, like the one brother, I can't think of his name, that they kicked out. That brother was a short dude. He was a lawyer in IUIC. Man, that dude was Aziel or something like that. That dude was a very short guy, man. Hey. And I'm pretty sure he had good rapport with the brothers and everything. And the brother should have been a bishop over there somewhere, wherever his location was, Yep. You have all these high-end brothers. The brother, it's another brother, I think he's in Oklahoma. He's kind of a heavy-set dude, man. You looking at these guys, man, these guys have good rapport, man, and amongst the brothers, Yeah. But then all the problems came from the top.
Yeah. And the problems is just like you was reading about the foundation.
Yep.
Your foundation is very messed up because one, they don't believe in the name of the Lord. You don't got the principles of Yahawashi.
Yep.
Hebrews 6, 1 and 2.
Yep.
Just in case you don't know.
Yep.
So you don't got that. So
it's already crumbling out.
You already started off bad.
Yep.
Because Paul just said you can't lay no other foundation.
Yep.
The foundation was already set. Now you got to be careful how you build thereupon. But these guys are saying, forget that foundation. We're gonna create our own foundation. So you ready? Man.
Yep.
Big bad wolf gonna huff, puff, and blow your house down, bro.
And man, that's how. And Most High come in there and shake that bad boy up, and he's letting people know. He say, man, it's not set up properly.
Try it with fire.
He's gonna try that. Oh, come on, let me keep on this. It says, now if any man build upon this foundation gold, talking about Yahawashi, build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble. Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is.
Yeah, that's the reason why we're telling. Like, we already know off the rip that a lot of all y'all in these different organizations that don't have it set up, y'all already in failure mode.
Yeah,
y'all already in failure, just waiting to basically be, So it's like when you see these type of things, you see the setup, and you see it's not matching up with this.
Right.
You already know, according to the scriptures, y'all already fell.
Yep.
Y'all already got an F.
Yep. You already have the. I mean, it's kind of like somebody giving you an outline. It's saying, hey man, look, this is the blueprint right here. Follow the blueprint, you'll know how to build the building. But you say, no, man, I don't need that foundation, man. Just use this right here. We're gonna use these cinder blocks instead of that cornerstone over there. Yep. Your building is gonna fall, bro. It's not gonna be stable, man. And so you're gonna have shakings. People are talking about, you always hear these groups talking about, oh, the Lord is shaking things up. Yeah. Because your stuff ain't right, man. It's not set up right, man. If you set it up right, according to His will, and this is how you know people who are truly in Yahawashi. Why call me Lord, Lord, and you do not the things that I tell you?
Come on,
because you're not doing according to the instructions, man. Follow the blueprint, man. Don't reinvent the wheel. The wheel's already there, man. Just follow the blueprint.
Yep. That's why GMS, they have camp heads.
Yep.
And they have like the top 3 heads, and they got this, that. It's like, dude, Most High didn't set up camp heads.
Right.
This is not how it was done back then. Oh, we were told when we left, when we brought up the fact that they didn't have the proper structure, the guy told us that because their elder doesn't teach that what Paul was talking about 2,000 years ago don't apply to today.
Yeah.
And we're not bearing false witness. Brother, he's here.
It was
they said it.
Yep.
And if the guy wants to say on camera he never said that, then that's on him, man. That's on him, because I know because some of these camps, they're accustomed to protecting the image of their elders instead of protecting what this word God is saying.
That's right.
And so that's the reason why a lot of you guys are saying, hey, we know some of y'all God brothers are secretly watching. A lot of the reason why y'all going through the hell you're going through in them camps, behind the scenes, you're being extorted, you're being punished unjustly, being suspended unjustly, scolded unjustly.
Come on.
Is because them guys don't have the foundation, no principles. They don't have this set up, and Satan can go up there and set up house.
Man.
And cause all kind of confusion.
And you have a brother standing right next to you, and you think you're a brother, and he got the spirit of Satan on him, man. And that's how cold it is. That's how cold it is.
So it's like you said, there's jealousy and envy. There's every evil work.
Yep, that's right.
And that's what that whole thing is set up, because y'all guys start competing for being elders. Y'all want to be seen. One brother wants to be seen as an elder. One guy wants to usurp the guy that they set up as camp head.
Yep.
And when he gets out, somebody else is plotting on him. Because you guys ain't spiritual, man. You guys is carnal. You got a carnal setup. All that y'all gonna do, Jacob's just gonna try to knock off the next man.
Come on, bro. It's crabs in a barrel.
It's like paid in full, man.
Yeah.
That's all y'all gonna do. Somebody gonna plot and try and take out this guy.
Oh, man.
Try and pull up an evil report on this guy. Man, this brother did this. Or try and backdoor getting good with one of their so-called elders or apostles. And be like, oh, yeah, man, this brother should be the head.
Yeah.
All kind of confusing, man.
Yeah, that's bad, man. That's bad.
And that's why it's just a topsy-turvy. It's up and down over there, man.
Yep.
Because y'all got a guy that's sitting in the papal seat. He's just directing all of y'all like Geppetto, man.
Just going through that piece, bro. And then y'all, when y'all read the scriptures, man, y'all see the folly, and you're only being willfully ignorant, man. When you see it, and then you just like, okay, I ain't gonna worry about it because the apostle said it. That's being willfully ignorant.
Because they're not gonna bring up what we said on a video and say what we're saying is wrong, because we're reading right out the book, man. So if you say like that, what we're saying is wrong, what your elder said is right, and he's doing opposite of what this said.
Come on, man.
Then you don't serve the Most High, you serve man.
Because all us brothers over here doing, man, we gonna bring out precepts according to the will of the Most High. And when the precepts line up, and you see it, and don't allow somebody to divert you away from what is presented before you, man, use your own mind, man. Think about what has been given to you, and think about it, man. And then compare it to the people who you are under, and see who's right and who's wrong according to the scriptures.
Yep. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 27. Now ye are the body of Christ, and the members in particular. And God hath set some in the church, first apostles, secondarily prophets, thirdly teachers, after that miracles, Then gifts of healing, helps, governments, diversities of tongue. Are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Are all workers of miracles? Have all the gifts of healing? Do all speak with tongues? Do all interpret? But covet earnestly the best gift, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way. So they're showing you that within the church, you have these different roles. You also have something called operations, which if you read further up, it talks about the different gifts of the Spirit.
Yeah.
The gifts, the operations of the Spirit, and how it's used. You know, you have gifts of healing, gifts of wisdom, gifts of knowledge.
Yeah.
By the same Spirit. Gifts of help, gifts of miracles, all by the same Spirit. Which again is not an angel, by the way.
Man.
We'll get into that later. But it's the Holy Spirit that the Most High sends when you believe upon His Son.
Right.
And that particular Spirit gives various gifts unto different men to use for the sake of the edification of the church. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, you get that first, Ephesians 4 and 11. Probably close it out. So that just lets you know the different order, the different roles. Now, to go back on, before we get into this, what we brought out earlier about the bishops and deacons and the elders and stuff, one can be any one of these that we read in 1 Corinthians 12 and not be one of those.
Right.
So you can, a brother can be an apostle, he could be a prophet, he could be a teacher, but not even be a bishop or a deacon.
Yep.
Because a bishop or a deacon are fixed positions or offices within the cities. So, for example, Paul is an apostle, but he's not a bishop. Yep. He's not married. He doesn't have kids.
Right.
So, same with someone like Barnabas or whatever. You go down the list of different men that were in different situations. In addition to that, you had people that were bishops, but they weren't prophets nor apostles. But they were allowed, based on this standard, to be bishops.
Yep. You look at how Peter was operating. He was married. He was married. He's an apostle, and he had all those different gifts.
Correct.
Guys getting healed by his shadow. Mm-hmm. You know, he going in, touching on the people. He spoke in tongues.
Yeah.
I mean,
teaching doctrine.
He like the brother saying, apostle is like an all-in-one type guy. Mm-hmm. He has all those different things, so to speak, where they may be divvied up. He did miracles, you know. So the apostle is kind of like in that status or that of his own, so to speak.
Yeah, and the apostles also established doctrine.
Yep.
The council in Acts 15 was done by the elders of Jerusalem, starting with James,
yep,
who basically oversaw what they should do concerning the Gentiles, the Israelites, the ones that were Hellenized.
Yeah, the Hellenized.
What to do, how they should operate. Mm-hmm. And that's when they got the answer of how they should really do moving forward.
Yep.
So that's why it says set up by the foundations of the prophets and apostles.
Yep.
Because the doctrine that we're in is set up by what you could read in the Old Testament and what was brought out after Yahawashi that he was revealing to those men. Mm-hmm. As far as doctrine, most of Yahawashi didn't talk about bishops and elders and deacons. He revealed that unto them for them to build up and set up in the different cities.
Right. So he says it's kind of like when you go into the Old Testament, it's similar, but it's different. In the Old Testament, when you saw David going through and conquering, he set up garrisons. Garrisons are like fortified to fortify certain areas, and he would have mighty men in those garrisons to keep those people in subjection. Now you bring that over into the New Testament, you put bishops to guide the people, to teach the people, to serve, so that they don't go off and then corrupt themselves.
Correct.
So you see how it all kind of correlates with each other, but yet are different in the same time, you know.
Yep.
Didn't we read Ephesians 4 and 11? Oh, okay. This is Ephesians 4 and 11. And he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers, for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Mashiach, till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Mashiach. Why? That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive.
Yep. You brought up Ephesians 2. Ephesians 2 saying something.
Yeah, it's kind of the same.
First, Titus. Yeah, so basically that's the same thing that Titus did.
Yep.
Titus brought up the same the mouths must be stopped, such as the circumcision.
Yep.
So again, going back over the reason why the Most High set up those prophets and apostles, evangelists, teachers, pastors, is so that they wouldn't be deceived.
Right.
These are guides, these are helps, these are servants of the Lord to ensure that the flock doesn't get deceived.
Yep.
You know, and even Peter talks about overseers of the flock, you know, the elders.
Yep.
You know, be not lords over the flock, but be examples unto the flock. Be
examples unto them, because that's a key piece right there. Because a lot of times when we talk about the humility, man, being humble in this thing and waiting on Yahawashi is so key, because that power and authority can't be done by a man who's in a carnal state. If you're in a carnal state of mind, you will do just what that scripture is talking about. You will rule over the flock.
Yep.
You would be like, you do this because I'm the man.
Yep. It's not even matching with scripture.
It's not matching with
scripture. We watched the little video, which we'll probably, I don't know how we're going to do that, but we watched a little short documentary piece. Men that were doing that,
Man, that was a good documentary.
And, you know, making someone, you know, one goes into a particular position and they make it a point to start doing deception and taking advantage of the flock.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
And that's the reason why they have to have these things set up, because as the believers in Yahawashi grow, as more brothers and sisters get baptized, as churches grow in these different cities, the Most High is going to give down gifts, put brothers in certain positions naturally in those cities, and have certain brothers come up as bishops, as deacons, as elders in those particular cities, to be examples unto those that are coming in after them.
That's right.
You know, so that's the reason why the Most High set it up. He didn't set up guys that call themselves chief priests. He didn't set up guys that call themselves, I'm the head of this camp, I'm the head of this, I'm the head of that. And you don't even fit nothing concerning, you know, what we just read.
Yep.
And that's the reason why a lot of these places y'all have problems. It's the reason why your elders can sit there and lie to you all day and another, because y'all don't have no checks and balances system.
Yep.
And the saint can sit there, have a seat, and just basically start putting all kinds of
filth out
there.
Yep.
And then then guys come back and they double down on what somebody else said, because y'all ain't got a proper foundation. Yep. The saint can just sit there and just ruffle it up. That's the reason why some of you brothers and sisters that are going through things in some of these different organizations is because sometimes it's really because of this lack of setup, down to the foundational principles, down to their organizational setup, and down to, you know, the doctrine that they teach after that.
Yep.
You know, so.
That doctrine is ultimately what's going to take your mind anyway, so that's why the scriptures say their mouths must be stopped. Because remember, this thing is all about for the minds of men. If you're trying to bring the truth out, then you got tons of people out here bringing deception out. Man, look, you know, you're not following the instructions, man. You got it right here. This is the blueprint for you. Just follow it, man. Look, man, measure it up, line it up with what these guys are saying. That's the same thing that people should be doing in these churches, man. These guys come in and throw a little piece of a sermon and turn it into a 3-hour sermon off of 2 verses, man. And then you be like, man, come on, man. You gonna use that, and then you gonna stretch this thing out that long? But hey, man, it's all to however whatever floats your boat, man.
Wow, bro.
That's
and
crazy.
Nobody's there to check it, because they're the only. See, when you got the gospel and everybody's growing on the gospel, somebody can't rise up and just start teaching false doctrine, and the brothers in another city, elders, deacons, and bishops, it's like, hey man, that brother just taught something wrong. We gotta at least talk. Let's talk to this brother.
So now you
talk to her. Hey, brother, I know you taught this. We went over it, and we don't think that this is correct. Don't teach it.
Because look at T.D. Jakes. He's one man. Where is his accountability to?
There's no accountability.
No accountability.
He's the Pope, man.
He's the Pope. He's the Pope.
He sits in a papal seat.
So, likewise, in any other organization, where's the accountability? If you go over there to GMS, you got to go straight through Tahar. If Tahar goes with some wrong doctrine, who is he accountable to?
Yep.
He's not accountable. If Nate goes off, who is he accountable to?
When they came up with the change of the moon doctrine,
there was some guys that came up
against him.
And guess what? He turned them. He turned those guys.
Yep.
That dude Ayathan, he didn't
believe it at first.
He didn't believe it, but then this is how witchcraft is, man. This is how the sorcery of the word comes in. This dude keeps hammering it. You lay with a dog long, you're going to get the fleas, bro. So you keep on hammering the dude with the same thing. So guess what? He keeps on rethinking it in his mind, and then he starts to believe it, bro. Yep. That's how it works. That is the highest form of witchcraft.
Very high, bro. Same thing happened with the lunar Sabbath doctrine.
Yeah.
Because how do you get hundreds of guys all around the U.S. that was keeping the Sabbath a certain way, and you can be able to convince them to believe something different?
I need you guys to push out lessons against this immediately.
Yep.
Brothers listen to that, and then it's like, push it out.
All the heads of camps push out lessons corroborating what he pushed out.
And even though some of them may be like, man, I don't think this is right.
Yep.
But guess what? You keep on hearing it, the witchcraft starts to change your mind. Remember, when you go to a pharmacy comes from that Greek word pharmakia, which means witchcraft, right? So you go over there and you get that pharmaceutical drug. You take that pharmaceutical drug, and all pharmaceutical drugs are what? Mind-altering drugs. Yep. All of these are mind-altering. So, just like you go into that pharmacy, you get your information from a pharmacist, which is your elders or whatever, and they're using that same form of witchcraft to alter your mind, man.
Yep.
It's just not, you're not popping anything in your mouth. You're just absorbing it through your ears now.
Yep.
So you got to really look at that, man. That's and this is for the edification of the body, man, because the whole thing is for help, to help brothers and sisters out, because man, there's so much deception out here.
Major deception.
And people don't want to see other people fall, man. Some person may say, man, my doctrine is better than your doctrine, or your doctrine better. Hey man, it's all underneath Yahawashi, man. This truth is not given without measure unto any one person. We have to operate as a body. We get information as Yahweh and Yahawashi give to each individual. He gives this to this particular brother over here. That brother goes and relays it to this brother. Then a brother over here gets another revelation from Yahweh, from that same spirit. Mm-hmm. That same spirit is giving information out. Yahawashi is the only one without measure, man. Mm-hmm. So we can't say that one particular group has all the information. And when you make a statement like that, you come to find out that information is incorrect. You may have a lot of information, but it's not correct information. Yeah. And you're leading people into an abyss.
Yeah, man. Really, we're not on no. We're not in no unity camp type thing.
Right.
We're not in no unity camp situation like they're doing out there in Miami right now. Mm-hmm. So whatever revelations that other people get, if it just so happens to fall in line, we were already there anyway. So we don't fight with whatever the scriptures say.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Because we looking for brothers and sisters that are adhering into the doctrine.
Correct.
They believe in the Hebrews 6:1 as it is written. Because a lot of brothers, we speak upon Hebrews 6:1, and they go into it, and then they divert, man. Yep. They divert people away from the pathway. And man, we up here trying to bring people to that pathway. And look, we're not trying to say, hey, you need to change your name to this. Man, God, hey, create your web page, and hey, everybody on the same level. You don't have to make sure you put this in front of your name when you get on YouTube. We ain't trying to do nothing like that, man. But see, that's that thing that these other groups are doing. Put this in front of your name when you create your website.
Yeah.
Man.
Showing allegiance to Yahawashi.
Yeah, bro.
The doctrine. I mean, it's plain. You know, we're not. I mean, we're not the ones that's actually setting up believers. Most High wakes up certain brothers to believe in the gospel and get baptized in the name of Yahawashi. And that's just the city that the Most High did it.
That's it.
You know, we're not looking to just be like, hey man, you believe in this doctrine? No, there's an initiation. Most High shuts it up. The brother puts up his own page. He gets in line with the doctrine. He teaches the right thing according to the gospel. We're not teaching anything new. We're not teaching anything that wasn't already taught before.
Man, we just reverberating words from 2,000 years ago and trying to help our people get on the path. Because man, we've been in darkness for over 2,000 years right now, so we're just trying to help brothers get back on the path.
Right.
And this is all sincere stuff, man. You got anything else?
That's it.
This is Matthew 26:6. Now when Yahawashi was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Yahawashi understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath brought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman hath done be told for a memorial of her. And with that, we like to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.